Good morning, St. Francis, and I'm here with one of our new Spanish teachers, Miss Clipperton. So, Miss Clipperton, where did you grow up?
So I was born in Grand Forks, North Dakota, close to the Canadian border, but then shortly after I was born, my family moved back down to the Twin Cities in Minnesota, where I grew up for the rest of my life.
So, what was your childhood like?
It was a little bit different. I grew up on a farm with lots of horses and animals, cats, dogs, all of that stuff. So I spent a lot of time outside. Some of my best memories from when I was a kid was playing with our miniature pony out in the pasture that we had.
And speaking of the dogs, you mentioned your family, you're a part of an organization called Believe It.
Mm-hmm. So my family does a lot of work with this organization, Believe It, which we, as our part, basically breed and then raise and train service dogs to eventually become partners for veterans with PTSD. My family's whole life has been involved with dogs, and my family actually owns a dog hotel, so it's just kind of a natural way that we use our resources to give back to the community.
And then I heard something about a farm. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm my entire life, from when I was born to when I went to college. And I loved growing up on a farm. Although it was a little bit different, I spent so much time with my family and so much time with animals, riding horses, playing in our apple orchard, and going out and spending some quality time with my brother and sister was a really great way for us to stay active, but to just also enjoy the beautiful piece of land that I was fortunate enough to grow up on. We got into trouble a good amount, but farms are easy to do that when you're little.
What's hobbies did you have growing up as a kid?
Like I said, being outside a lot, playing any kind of sport, watching sports, hanging out with my two siblings, my older sister Margaret and my younger brother Jacob, and hanging out with my parents. Both my parents worked home from our business, and so just spending a lot of quality time with one another, and then playing out in the snow in the winter and going to the lake in the summer.
What college did you go to?
I attended Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. That's what brought me out here to California. And it was an incredible experience. It's where I discovered that I wanted to teach Spanish, as well as met some of my best friends that I still have today.
So you mentioned you used to play basketball, and
I did. I played basketball just for a few years in high school, but my main sport that I had played was golf. I was a really good golfer and really enjoyed the sport, although Minnesota wasn't really the most congenial place, you could say, to play the sport, given that our winters were so long. But I had the opportunity to play a little bit when I was in college at Pepperdine, which was nice, and also played some intramural ball, and then participated in the faculty student basketball game last week during St. Francis Week.
Yeah, about that faculty student basketball game, how did you like that?
It was good. My body's still hurting for sure. I haven't been that active in quite some time, but it was fun, and it's nice to see all of the students out there obviously having a good time, enjoying themselves.
Besides golf and basketball, what other sports did you enjoy?
I love watching football. It's a way that I spend a lot of my time on the weekends, but by far my favorite sport, hands down, is hockey. Growing up in Minnesota, it's just part of the culture, and nearly everybody that you know has some connection to it, whether they play it or love to watch it. So I spend a lot of my time during hockey season following the Minnesota Wild or some of the other of my favorite teams.
How has your transition been from college to St. Francis teaching here?
The transition has been great. I worked at Agora High School prior to coming here, so I did have some teaching experience in my back pocket, you could say. But growing up in a Catholic schooling system myself, I knew that when I became a teacher, that if the opportunity arose to teach in a Catholic school, I would kind of grab the opportunity and take it. So I'm very happy to be here, to be able to support the students, both academically, but more so spiritually and in their development and their progression with their relationship with the Lord too. It is different teaching in an all-boys school for sure, but I've loved it so far. People always call and ask and say, how are they doing? Is it weird? Are they energetic? What's it like? And I said, yeah, they have plenty of energy. But I really enjoy the atmosphere that an all-boys school brings to it, as well as the ability then that I have to kind of harness your guys' strengths and use them when I'm teaching.
Thank you, Ms. Clipperton, for coming in, and we're very fortunate to have you here at St. Francis with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.